Welcome back, everybody. Smokestrider here. We are right where we left off. We got our third option. Hip hip. Hooray. We heard some screaming outside. Probably the pre-wind guards. I've got a marker, which always happens. Alright. So, let's go investigate. Hello. Oh. Somebody's dead. Not the pre-wind guard, for once.
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game.
That's for sure. Oh, by the way, I did find a few things that I had missed previously. They should be over in inventory. We got the bag of money before. We didn't get this. We missed this, this was in Sean's room. Forgive me, God, for what I'm about to confess. Sometimes I wish I never saved Dyson Delaney from drowning when he fell in the canal. There, I said it. Please forgive me, Lord, for I'm just a sinner. Dyson may be the most frustrating case I ever had to deal with since I opened my night shelter in the East End. For years I have tried to understand why this man regularly makes me so irritated, and I think I recently found why. Dyson has stopped fighting, for good and forever. I've met so many heavy drinkers in my life, men and women, rich and poor, young and old. I've witnessed their fight with their demons, their past, their guilt, and their failures. Sometimes they can put a name on the inner evil of theirs, sometimes they have never been able to identify the real cause of their despair, but in most cases, for these men and women, to drink is a way to keep fighting. Of course, it is a useless and destructive form of struggle, but at least this self-destruction means that something makes them suffer, and they still fight against this pain they feel so deep inside. Even a severe alcoholic like William Bishop keeps struggling with his addiction and asking for a salvation for the light of Christ. And as long as they wish to see this light, there is a place for hope. Dyson Delaney has no hope left. He does not drink to smother his pain. No. I'm now convinced he can conscientiously drinks for the sadist joy of smothering all hope. I really don't know what is a worse sin, to deliberately cast away hope from your own heart, or complacently bask in self-destruction. So we found that. We found the old newspaper before. This. The handwritten prayer we'd seen. Oh, the burnt letter we hadn't. Miss Paxton, I recently heard that Hampton shelter for months and money or support of any kind. Without a positive answer from you, my boys always get what they accepted no for an answer, keep on refusing to answer me, and wet boys, come, you and your sister. So this gave us the burnt letter gave us a hint for Giselle, I think, or Giselle. No, it gave us a hint for Lottie. Yeah. Lottie has always refused to help the Wet Boot Boys despite their threats. Personal diary. That's... Oh, we found this before. This was on Samuel. That's the unfinished letter. Alright, I think that's all of them in this. But I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, that's that. Cover letter. Torn off page. Letter to Dr. Swansea. Letter of Rakesh. Oh! Also, while at the hospital, I accidentally got an eavesdrop on Kadesh. Or, yeah, Rakesh. Sorry, not Kadesh. I combined his first and last name. An eavesdrop on him. And he was grave robbing the people he was supposed to be guarding. I haven't confronted him about that. I wanted to at least save that, since I had already made the mistake of seeing it. So there's that we want to check out. Alright, so that's all of those. And we found this and this one. The other ones I think we already had. Yeah. So blood as an addiction, and about the use of garlic and wooden stakes we missed, or I missed, and found them while getting back up to this point. Blood as an addiction. Vampires drink blood. This may be their most specific trait, the sinister peculiarity of their condition, if I may say so. But for me, this is not the most important characteristic of their diet. What has always fascinated me, since I started to study them, is the imperative need for blood they seem to endure. They want it more than anything, and this desire can drive them to expose themselves. And when they drink it, they seem to feel some sort of short trance, an ecstatic epiphany, said to me once a Volkod I interviewed in Moscow. I'm convinced that this is an essential element to understand the nature and condition of the vampires. They don't drink because it sustains them, but that it offers them ecstasy. Vampires are addicted to blood, all of them. It is part of their nature, and those among the immortals who refuse to submit to their appetite by the strength of their will only are never freed from this addiction. From Unveiling the Night by Usher Taltry, Primate of St. Paul. About the use of garlic in wooden stakes. Dear brothers, I must now draw your attention to a very important point, the use of garlic as a protection against vampires. Let's be crystal clear on the subject. Garlic will never protect you against those creatures, no matter how fresh, how strong, and how smelly. Garlic is totally useless as a defense. I can never say enough how damaging that novel of Bram Stoker has been. Yes, of course, population of Slavic countries place garlic cloves in coffins. Yes, of course, inhabitants of Santorini Island hang garlic on their windows. There would be so much to write about this place, and someday soon I hope to go back to this island to further explore its occult tradition. But it is not to protect the living from the devil, it is to tell the dead that they are aware of their malevolence. It is a symbol, nothing more and nothing less. So please, by all means, yes, wear garlic, show garlic, hang garlic, and tell the shadows that you're not afraid. But if you're looking for supernatural protection, you'll have to search much deeper into the forgotten secrets of the occult tradition. For here is the truth, my fellow brothers. Garlic does not repel vampire, but all the fresh plants will hurt them. It is as if their body could not stand the presence of botanical elements. I have seen an enraged Volp flee when whacked with a rose. Yes, a simple rose. I have witnessed a violent Ekon fall down and beg for mercy when stuck by a wooden stake. I don't know why it is so effective, and I would give my left arm to find the answer to that mystery. But the truth remains nevertheless. Vampires are very sensitive to fresh herbs, plants, and woods. From Facing the Shadows, How and Why, by Usher Taltry, Primate of St. Paul. Alright. Now that that's out of the way, time to look at this body. Okay, what's in his hands? There's also something on his chest, looks like a wallet.
I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father.
Oh. Not good. Then there's something on his chest.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there.
Alright. So he had my mother's brooch for some reason. We have the money for what's her name? For Giselle. So let's give it to her.
You again.
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were members of some self-proclaimed militia.
I knew it. Did you find the money too?
Yes, here it is. They thought they could finance their activities with it.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you. badly. Well, thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades then?
Fuck those bastards who fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
Alright, did you see
Did
what
you
happened?
see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
Oh. Interesting. Harriet's old landlord was killed in the similar way that the Prewin guards were looking at that body in the warehouse. And this guy's been killed in a similar way. And it turns out that it's another person that could very well have been really cruel and really hated by quite a few people. That's interesting. So maybe whatever's killing them hunts people who are hated by other people.
Giselle, I know you sleep at Hampton's shelter. What can you tell me about him?
He provided a roof for me and my sister. I am grateful, of course, but he gives me the creeps.
Why is that?
He's always sad, like he's about to cry. He's always asking us to get closer to God, and to give ourselves to the Lord. Creepy.
Giselle, tell me about the death of your mother.
After our father died, Mother worked so hard she made herself sick. We spent all the money we had on useless drugs and doctors. It was hell.
Hell? What do you mean?
The 3 of us were exhausted and desperate. And when I'm desperate, I tend to get angry. And I'm hard to live with. Lottie said I killed Mother.
You should talk to your sister. Whatever happened when your mother died, the truth lies somewhere between your 2 versions.
I don't want to talk about that. It was years ago. We Paxton sisters are tough. We don't apologize.
I know you were friends with Miss Gillingham's son, Jack. Tell me about his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and words to tell him how important he was to me before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Ah, so she loved him.
Well, I'll leave you.
Okay, and they're both healthy. Let's talk with
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Lottie.
Did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work when I heard an awful scream, and there was this man, dead, just in front of the building.
You saw nothing at all?
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman's scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Tell me about the gang's threat.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys. I know they've threatened you.
Edwina Cox wanted me to provide her with information about Mr. Hampton's resources. I refused.
Is that not dangerous?
Fuck them and their lies. They claim they protect the interests of the neighborhood, but they are just greedy parasites like all the rest.
I respect your courage, Miss Paxton, and I hope life will never wear you down.
Dr. Reed, you know how to make a girl blush. I am glad you came to the docks, whatever your real reasons are.
Lottie, tell me about the death of your mother.
Giselle killed her, plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her complaints.
That's quite a statement. You can't kill someone because you're fickle.
Mother was very ill, but I forgave Giselle. What I couldn't stand was how she cried at her funeral like she was the one left alone.
Perhaps your sister is not as tough as you are.
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand the least.
Giselle is the only family you have left. Don't you think it's time you forgave her?
Sometimes words are harder to forgive than acts, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye,
All right.
Miss Pa-
Next, let's talk with Ichabod.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Did you
Did
see
you
what
see
happened?
what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
Yes, one standing directly in front of you, but I'm not the one who killed him.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
Okay. Let's tell him about the posters.
I'm afraid your posters were destroyed.
It cost me good money to print those posters. Such a pity people don't take the vampire menace seriously.
Did you really think the posters would be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider yourself the protector of Sean Hampton's shelter?
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
All
Goodbye.
right.
And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Okay. So that's that. Let's see about doing the other investigations real quick as well. What do we have investigation-wise here? We need to talk with... Oh. We also need to go get flowers, which I think we'll get from... Her name's Carlotta, right? Or something like that. Where is she? Camila. There we go. I'm terrible with names. We need to go buy a flower or get a flower from her, I think, is where we'll get them. To go take to the memorial site of where the bomb went off. But we're gonna go turn in the booze to Tom Watts after we kill this stupid thing. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go talk with Tom Watts. Oh, Woodbead's over here.
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man. More to the point, who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
About your life in London. About this part of
What
town.
can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the Wet Boot Boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named, an old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though, despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
So that's Bridget.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right, too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Alright, and personal questions. Have you always been so
Have
bitter?
you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby, just chewing on a living rat's insides.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Goodbye, sir.
Hope I don't have to kill him. His son. Hope I don't run into him. Hope I haven't already killed him. Alright, let's go talk with Tom.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
Your warehouse
You
wasn't
lied
empty.
to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened? Staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
Alright. Your arrest.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
I'd say
You
so.
attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time, a proud wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Alright. Still missing one hint on
Never even
him.
been to India.
Do we
You're
have
still
any
working at this hour?
new stuff for her? Yeah, we have this
Were
one.
you aware of Tom's past incarceration?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
Tell me, Sabrina, do you really believe Tom has renounced his life of crime?
He proves it to me every day he tells the truth. Tom Watts is a good man. One of the best.
And-
We can all do terrible
Ah, dang
things,
it.
Dr. Reed. And we never know what we're really capable of
I
until it's
clicked
too
the mouse
late.
button and skipped a bit of dialogue.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Alright, so that's that one. We just have find some flowers. Alright, do we have anything here? She's recovering. We have all of these ones done. And we just have that. Find someone who can read Braille alphabet. 1 of 4. Why does it say 1 of 4? I have 2, don't I? Bloody letter, personal diary. Text and Braille. Got that text and Braille. Huh. I guess I don't have the second one, but that one should be over this way.
It's locked.
Okay.
Don't
Let's
forget
go
to keep
grab
an
it
eye
real
out for
quick.
this garden. Something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
Am I missing a hint for Edwina? Yes, I am, but I have all of Booth
In the
Digby's.
meantime, the boys are waiting for well, for you.
If it's not over here, then I missed the original first one. Which I will go find. Off camera, probably, is when I'll go do it. Alright. It's him handled. Isn't it supposed to be right there? Pretty sure that it was supposed to be right there. Oh, here's another guy. Ow, ow, ow. Alright, let's drink him. I also did some slightly different upgrades to my skills and stuff. I put more points into bite and stuff like that. So I guess I missed the original first one that we found when we really first in our first playthrough. So I'll go look up where that's supposed to be, and I'll go grab it off camera. But for now, let's go head towards our main objective. Locate the man's flat in the burrow. Search the flat. So it's over here in this area. How do we get there? I guess we'll have to go through the north docks would be the best way to get over there. Alright, let's jump across the ship here to here. And let's quickly explore the north docks since we're here. It's gonna have a bunch of level 22s, which is gonna be a little rough. You shall fear my stick. There we go. Bad dog. Bat. I'ma eat you. Alright, there we go. That's these guys dealt with. Need to be really careful though, because these guys are really powerful. They're level 22, I'm 15. One mistake could have me sent to the grave. Free-win brawler, free-win gunner. Alright. Anything interesting up here? him. Humans are honestly not that hard, even when they're high levels. Just because they don't have any powers or anything, you can easily avoid them. So. Oh! Isn't this... Yeah, this is where we killed William. That's cool. 'Cause yeah, that's where she jumped up to, or whatever.
It's locked, all
That's
right.
locked. What about this? This locked?
It's locked.
Yep. What about this way? Is there anything this way that we can do? That door's open. That's that. Okay, we got a vampire there. Level 20. Any vampires this way? No, we got a pre-wind guard here. Alright, we've got either a flamethrower or white phosphorus guy. He's phosphorus, okay. So that's not really white. Some sort of chemical compound that they're spraying at me. Alright. Should be able to open these now because they open from the other side. So we'll unlock those real quick. So we don't have to worry about not being able to traverse through that area. We'll come open this. Anything near this vehicle? We've got... That leads towards the burrow, so we'll wait to go that way. We'll instead finish searching the north docks over here. Alright, stop sprinting, recover stamina. We'll also probably level up here soon. Spend our experience. I mean, we've got nearly 4,000. Wah. Dude, dead body. Oh, another scowl. So yeah, I'm pretty sure all of these scowls that I'm fighting on the surface are probably infected with the Spanish flu, which makes them go insane as well, or whatever. Alright. That's that guy dealt with. Anything else over in this area? I don't need common, I need good parts for upgrades at this point. Give me good components. Alright, this leads to the west end, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be locked.
All right.
Okay. Alright, now we can head back and check into the burrow. Over this way. What level are you, Mr. Guard? 22. Let's take you out first, because you'll be easy. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. A waka 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 waka. Loot him, loot that. Looty loot 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 loot. Alright. Can we go in this building? No. We cannot. over here. There's more loot. Trash can over here. I really love that we discovered that this is like super mega duper fast.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here.
Yeah. Some blood on the wall. Blood spatter. Dragged. Dragged up the stairs. Then taken or thrown out the window. And then continued to be dragged. Let's investigate the rest of this room real quick. Some shillings. Some stuff here. Anything in this bureau? No. Alright.
This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Another vampire. Definitely not, Fergal. We killed him in the sewers unless he did this before, but he couldn't have, I don't think.
Where does this blood trail lead?
Alright, so it continues this way, and it seems like he or she or whatever was bleeding has lost most of their blood because it's not really...
I cannot enter. It's locked.
It's really thin, far apart trails. It's no longer constant. Alright, and this leads back over into the hospital district, which there are new dialogues available with Lady Ashbury and Dr. Swansea. So I'll want to go check those out at some point.
Sir. Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Really? Alright, fine. You can die. Gotta let you live. So we'll go talk with them after we handle this. Shillings, curfew, of course. Yeah, yada. Alright.
Speak lively!
Dragged past this guy.
Oh Christ! Fuck is fast!
Continued to drag down this way quite a long distance. Jesus. Surprised there's like any blood left in this dude's body.
So much blood. Whoever was killed got dried out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, bless me. Jeez. It's always whenever I start recording, I start sneezing. Let's go check down there real quick. Alright, this just lets me get right across here. You know what? I don't want to miss out on anything, so we're gonna go do the dialogue stuff now. And we'll also go talk with Rakesh. I don't want to miss out on any dialogues or anything like that. So... because I have a feeling for all of the special options, we're gonna have to get all of the hints for everybody. So I need to talk with the people. Like, as much as possible, make sure I get every single thing from everybody. And we're not going to tell Ashbury about the skulls.
How are you?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital caused by skulls.
Really? What do you mean?
There is something ominous closing around me, Lady Ashbury. Something spies upon me from the shadows. Something cruel and wicked.
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful. If you get in the way of an immortal's plans...
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan. I steer clear of vampire politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Alright, and we're not going to talk to her about the intriguing skull named Bridget. Because we made a promise not to tell anybody, so... But now, let's go talk with Rakesh back here. Confront him about his, grave robbing. Is it back here? Or is it somewhere else? I think it's on the other side. No, he's right there. Okay. Okay, let's talk with Rakesh and we'll treat him for fatigue.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Do you need medical? Well, the proximity of the dead is...
Alright, your life in London. You were appointed as a medic.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh. The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
Yeah, because you steal from
You
him.
can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Please show me what you have.
Of course. It's... Tomorrow,
Nothing of
more
use.
bodies will arrive and then sadly depart. I'm managing a train. I'll never
Alright, so now let's head upstairs and talk with Dr. Swanson.
Jonathan, at last. I've been worried sick. Have you solved the case of our poor Sean Hampton?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
I found Harriet Jones. She's much the same old, embittered woman she was, only she's been made a skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Well, why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I crossed paths with one, a terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
Do you think Lady Ashbury would know of them?
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social dalliances, nor the assemblies of dark orders. She's a woman of superior taste and selective acquaintance.
I think it might be alright to tell Swansea about Old Bridget, but I do not entirely trust Lady Ashbury.
Does the name Old Bridget ring any bells?
I've never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
A pleasure as all.
No. So no introduction for you. Right. So... Well, how that conversation went almost makes me think we could probably tell Lady Ashbury. Dang, a mesmerized level of 20. I think we can tell her without anything going awry.
Yes, Jonathan? Can I help you with something? Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of Old Bridget, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridget? Peculiar name, I've never heard of her.
According to Old Bridget, Skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish...
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Sorry, skip that, but basically you were saying they can feed off of corpses, like ghouls.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors, a disgrace to the vampire that created them.
Alright, so I haven't told
Goodbye
them
for now, my lady.
Where she is. Okay, so that's good. Alright, let's continue our little mission of tracking the blood trail, which is right across here. Can I not jump to it? Or is it the boat that I jumped to? It's the boat. Okay. Okay.
Cross all these streets to let her expire and be found here.
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point.
How's that?
We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game.
Oh. there's someone nailed to the tree, and that's the person that was dragged. Lovely.
See how we...
Nom 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 nom.
He's dead.
Nami time. Nom 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 nom. Ow. Bad. Alright, so they dragged this woman here, and there's... Oh, wait. There's also blood here. And she has a rose in her mouth.
Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out.
Search the pockets.
Only a golden watch in her pockets.
Let's leave the watch. Her death. Oh. Hands nailed to the tree with a stake. What about the flower? Actually, let's go ahead and take the watch. It
only a gold
might be important. And the flower.
This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin.
Oh.
Someone is targeting my family.
I see you.
What? Who that?
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Is that another vampire? It didn't look like a skull, so does that mean it's a, another Ekon or some other species? I'm feeling it's probably part of the Ascalon Club, if anything, that's for sure. Definitely getting toyed with, that's 100% certain. Somebody is screwing with me. Because now we found 2 things linked to my family. My mother's brooch and the rose that my mother threw on Mary's grave. Or on her coffin.
Jonathan.
What was that? I won't let you escape.
She knows my name. Is it somebody I know?
You're very fast, but I'll catch you. They've all been butchered.
Oh. They're all dead. So whoever it is somebody strong. And even more blood.
I can still sense a presence.
Lots of dead skulls. Dead one there, one here. Dead one here. Jeez. whoever this woman is, she is like gone on a rampage coming through here.
Come to me.
God, this is unnerving. It's so quiet.
God help! Please help me!
It's the priest. Or the vicar.
You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary.
What?
Is it really you?
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary.
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were, in front of me, on a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary. I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for me.
Mary, wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease, but it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan, but before your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
Oh, so that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular, that of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good.
Oh, crap.
Assassin!
How did I even turn her is what I'm wondering. She didn't drink of my blood.
Kiss me again, sweet brother. Kinslayer!
So this is an interesting boss fight. There's a hell of a lot more stuff happening.
You killed me, brother. What have you done?
What?
You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary.
Okay. How about that? Oh, and I have no blood. We're gonna go get some, because I'm gonna need it for this fight. So yeah, I want to know how I turned her, because supposedly, well, she's an Ekon, for sure. She's like me. But according to Lady Ashbury, you don't just bite them and they turn. They have to drink of your blood. Supposedly, so...
Help me, please!
Assassin!
So let's do that. And then melee her a couple times. Need to keep my health up because she's level 21. So need to be
Rest in peace, monster.
need to be sure not to get too low of health, otherwise I'll just die. When she does her little scream move. Damn it! Let me stun you. Oh, not good. Not good. Not good.
You left me.
There! I bit you again. Leave me alone.
You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. Come to me, Jonathan. Give me your blood, priest. Their final thoughts are just to die for.
Okay, maybe I should have drank him. Because she's at full health again. This is a rough boss fight.
brother.
Alright, time to start using serums. Alright, Teal, give health. Oh, this is rough.
What have you done?
Ow. Reload.
Abomination.
Alright, so I'm out of shotgun ammo.
Rest in peace, monster.
Owie. Owie. Leave me alone. Alright.
You killed me, brother.
Owie. Might be worth investing in being able to carry more syringes if this is going to be our future.
Kiss me again, sweet brother.
No! This is not Game of Thrones. No Wincest. Damn it! Again?
I'll make you kneel like a dog, just as you did to Sean Hampton.
Alright, I'ma say we need to go... I think we need to spend our points. Leave me alone. Stay away. Don't care about you. Seriously? I can't get in there. Can I leave this way? Oh, thank God, we can leave this way. I need to spend my points. Leave me alone, and there's so many of you now.
That leech is fast! I'll kill you!
Alright, so I don't think we're going to save our shotgun ammo for the second time after she feeds, because I'm not going to eat him, because we're not going to eat anybody. We don't eat people. People are friends, not food. Alright, there we go. We're back at Pembroke Hospital. Run this way. We're going to rest up. And we're going to spend our 5,000 XP on getting me some... I think I'm going to first increase our syringes by 2. Make it so we can carry 4 syringes. Next, we're going to... We're not going to spend that much on that. It's not worth it. We're gonna increase bite damage. What is it? 16. We're going to increase this, which will cost 2,000. We'll increase Shadow Veil, Blood Barrier, Coagulation. I think this might be a good one. We'll get ourselves a whole new ability. This is for 600. We'll increase our physical prowess. health is like 1,000 per upgrade, and then it's going up to 1,500, then 2,000. Alright, so that only technically gave us like 2 levels. Alright, following night. Portrait of a Sad Saint. If you've ever lived near the docks of East End, you must know who Sean Patrick Hampton is, and if not, you might have heard of him. His name is starting to spread throughout the entire capital, and the song it sings is one of hope. Sean is the humble founder of the Hampton Asylum, an establishment that he built with his own hands and convictions, the building and abandoned warehouse gracefully donated by the Dawson family. Then renovated and transformed into what it is now, the most famous asylum in London. The poor and hungry are welcome under his roof, and with them he shares his food, his care, and his prayers. Sean Hampton came from a background of misery, but the hardships of life didn't disfigure or maim his profound trust in the Lord. If anything, the faithful man gained an acute empathy in exchange for the torment of poverty. His love of others is renowned throughout the docks. Rare are those who didn't witness Sean cry at the sight of an infirm veteran, an orphan child, or a sick mother. That's how he gained his nickname, the Sad Saint of the East End. Sean Hampton is so respected that people still stay in his shelter even after the Sad Saint contracted a mysterious disease which forces him to rest a lot and take his meals away from his flock. While in some other parts of London, people step back as soon as someone coughs in public, men and women accept to eat and sleep in the Hampton Asylum. It's the safest place in the East End docks. The building looks dirty, the stench around the place is awful for a delicate soul, but there is hope and love there, and the death toll has been low and stable for days. Alright, place is sanitized. Oh, this place is sanitized as well. A bunch of people have gotten sick here. And we haven't made it to the West End yet. Alright. So we've leveled up a little bit. Hope it's enough. We're going to check this out. We're going to make regeneration serums, 4 of them. We're going to do blood serums. We're going to break down these boxes of pills. A small bag of junk. Good mace. Can't upgrade it, and my shotgun can't upgrade it again yet. We can upgrade the used hatchet, which is what I'd prefer to use when using the shotgun, is the hatchet. Alright, we'll change our equipment, blood serum and regeneration serum. 4 is coagulation, blood capacity. Move this to hatchet. Shotgun. Wouldn't have actually been bad to increase ammo capacity either for our shotgun. So I think that might actually be something else that we also look into. How are our mean time? Oh, wow. We're over an hour and 20 minutes at this point. Gonna call the episode here, I think, and we will return in the next episode, and we will defeat Mary. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Below? Yeah, below. Whatever that means. Below. Comment your suggestions. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. That's all for this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.